project. We're having our status meetings. I really would love your perspective on agendas, how you run those meetings, what sort of things fall on the agendas. So what do you have to share, Jane?
You know, it's very fun to put together an agenda when you're having fun project meetings. So really key things that I like to put on my agenda is absolutely who's coming to the meeting, so I don't forget and start without somebody who's really critical. When the meeting starts and when the meeting ends, so people can plan ahead. And then in a status meeting, I like to divide the agenda into groups, or who's reporting on what deliverables. So I identify a row for each of the groups, and then the items that they're currently working on. So I don't forget to ask them about something. I'll put each of the deliverables right there on the agenda, and then as we're going through the meeting, I can ask them about each thing. And as things roll off, I can go out to the planning documents and add the new tasks on, so I have them as they're coming up, and it just makes it really easy to flow through. My agenda becomes my notes. I take it right there during the meeting, and then at the end send out the notes at the end of it, and then I start it right back up. So the agenda doesn't change. It's not a lot of work to put the agenda together, as long as you're maintaining it and keeping it up.
Well, you use the term rolling agenda. What do you mean by that? When you say a rolling agenda, did you already cover what that means? Or is
what I mean by rolling agenda is I'm not creating something new every time.
Take note of that.
I put together the format, I put together the design, and the team's very comfortable coming in because they know right when they're expected to report, they know right when what information they're reporting on. And like I said, that goes out as the notes, but it's also the start of my agenda the next week. So we know what was accomplished the week before, and if there was something that was in progress, that's at the top of the agenda the next week.
So they know what to expect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's something too that I learned as a project manager. I'd go into many places where they didn't use Gantt charts, or they didn't have any project management accountability, no process. And we started having the status meetings, and the first time they looked at a Gantt chart, it was like, what's this? Well, once they started to see that you can tell who's responsible for what, and people get credit for things are completed, and it's especially great when it's completed on time and on budget, they start to look at it because it's that scorecard. And as a project manager and a coach, you don't want to be the scorecard. You want to have something else be the scorecard. So in these status meetings, your agenda, your Gantt charts, your scorecards, we'll have some examples when we finish this little discussion of what we're talking about. People start to expect that, and then it helps them keep track and measure how they're doing, because individuals are giving their time, their energy, and their attention to these things, and it's nice when they get noted. So tell us just a little bit about that. What are some of the things you do? I've heard, celebrate the wins. I know you have a real strong opinion about issues and risks. So what are some of the things that you talk about in these status meetings?
So for each team or each deliverable, we talk about how complete are you? What is it going to take to complete? And then are there things you're running into that you didn't expect? Issues. We didn't get that visa for the person who's supposed to come over from India, so he's not here yet, so we can't get the work done. So knowing right up front, so you know what it's attached to a deliverable, and you know which deliverables are holding up, then you can go look at your Gantt chart and find out what things it's critical paths on, and what the other items are going to get pushed out too. So we talk about where you're at in the status, what things are not going well, and then absolutely the most important thing is what things are going great. Because those are the things that energize the team, they keep them going. Celebrating the things that are going awesome is what gives them the energy to handle the things that aren't going so well.
Yeah, and I'm hearing a lot of honesty. That's the best thing. These are the issues, these are the risks, we've hit it, it's tough, it's going to push our timeline out. Be open, be honest, let your stakeholders know, make sure everybody's aware, and then also be really good at giving people credit for what they've done and when they've done it, and those are really the main things that we need to cover in a status meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
That way you're pretty set for the week, and they know what they're doing, and you know what to report on up to the stakeholders. I don't think we talked about the stakeholders yet.
We haven't, so let's pause for a moment so that you can go and view some Gantt charts, maybe an agenda, a scorecard, and when we come back, we're going to talk about keeping the stakeholders informed and move on through our process.